Hi everybody, and welcome to another instalment in the 2007 long-term test review. As you can see, we're doing a wee bit of work to it, and I just want to run through some things that have been very good and some things that have not been so good with the continued use of the WR. First of all, with the oversized brake, I still haven't got it to be as good as, like, for instance, a KTM brake, but I do find that it's absolutely fantastic in feel and feedback in the muddy stuff. So while it won't pull you up as good as a KTM, the feel in the mud and the slippery, slimy conditions more than makes up for it. So I think I'm going to carry on and leave it as it is. I was going to put a braided front brake line on it to try and get it up there, but I might just leave that and wait until I've got some spare cash before I try that. The other thing that has happened since I was last talking to you was I've had the front suspension completely overhauled and the Technic T-valves put in. They've done well. We've sorted them out. We've actually gone a wee bit softer than what I was running in the suspension, and it's actually working very, 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 very well. It's soaking up a lot of the small stuff. It's not deflecting off tree roots, but it's certainly absorbing the big hits. So I'd say that getting some suspension revalving on the WR on the front forks, along with your springs for your spring weight, for your weight of your rider, is well worth it. One thing that has stuffed up on the WR, and is a well-known fault, is the regulator rectifier. This has been stuffed on mine for quite a while, and it keeps on blowing your headlights. So if you have trouble with your headlights blowing and crazy other things happening with your electrics, that's probably your rectifier. These cost exorbitant amount of money in New Zealand, especially for a genuine part which you know is going to crap itself again. I bought mine from the States. They sent over one for a YFZ 450, which was very good of them, so that was useless to me. So I've gone for an OEM part from the States again. That cost about $130 to land it, and we'll see how that goes. One trick with that the Australian racing teams were finding when they were chewing through the regulator rectifiers was just make sure that you run your rear tail light, because what they were finding was that if you don't have the tail light on, any excess electrical impulses that were needed to be dumped, they go to the tail light, because they're LEDs, they can withstand a bit. If you don't have that on, then it tends to fry the regulator rectifiers. I've also had to replace the battery, partly because of the regulator rectifier, but hey, the standard one lasted me 5 years, almost 6 years, so we can't complain too much. I've gone for a motor bat. If I was rich, I'd have gone for the Shorai lithium ion ones, but you can't have everything. One thing I have found, I've just taken the clamps off the handlebars and just torqued them up, put some anti-seize on them, just because they were getting a wee bit loose, which is not confidence inspiring. Some things that haven't impressed me was these Motion Pro hand grips. Very slippery, just not up to it, not enough feel. They actually pulled my hand clean off the first time I rode it. Must have had some silicone spray or something on it, and they seem to be degrading quite quickly. One thing to say for the Yamaha stuff, it lasts forever. Now, to give you an idea, I'm not in any way, shape or form sponsored or have any kind of affiliation with any motorbike shop or anything like that. This is just stuff that I have to fork out with my own money, and this is the stuff that I use because it is so good. What we've got here, the muck off cleaner, makes cleaning so much easier. I wish I had this 15, 20 years ago, it would have made my life a lot simpler. Spectro products, hey look, it works for me. We had, when I was racing KDXs back in the day, the Spectro gearbox oil was the only stuff that would last more than one cross-country race before you'd start missing gears and doing all that kind of stuff. So I've always tried to stick with Spectro, and I've run it exclusively in my engines. And hey look, if you've got something that works for you, that's cool. That no toil air filter oil has to be one of the best products around. Again, saves you a lot of money in kerosene and all those harmful chemicals. You can just wash it out in a bucket, you can wash it out in a sink, wash it out in a motor camp, as we did the other day at Danzy's Pass, and just a fantastic product. That's the Errant Regulator Rectifier. I shall be shooting that later on. And there's a set of Acerbi handguards. For how much you pay for them, not that flash, mate. I'd expect a lot more. And I just got, they're like a $300 set. I've got a $60 set on there, and hey, they're standing up just as well. So, not very impressed with that. They could have done better. The old seat cover has given up the ghost, so I had another seat cover with the white kit, so I'm going to install that. And we've got the Michelin S12. If you're on a budget like myself and you want consistent traction, get yourself a Michelin S12. This thing here has done 4 enduros, it's done a 2-hour cross-country race, and it's done a couple of laps around a motocross track and into our local trail riding spots a couple of times. As you can see, it's still fantastic. It's still got a bit of an edge. How do you get a tyre that lasts that long? I don't know, but it's well worth the money, and you save so much in tyres just by running the right tyre for the right conditions. Well, I hope this has helped a wee bit, and I'm sorry it's taken so long to get back, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Hope you like this.